Hi Scorpio, thank you for tuning in. I do apologize that this is late. I did upload a May reading for Scorpio, but it was brought to my attention by a viewer that it was not there. So when I went into the videos to take a look, it turns out there was a problem with the upload. And I couldn't re-upload the video because I delete them shortly after. I don't have a lot of space on my camera. So I do apologize for that. This is for May 2017. All right, so let's see what the cards would like to tell us for this month for you, Scorpio. Okay. First card is Three of Swords, so that's interesting. Let's see. Okay. So your center card is the Sun. And, you know, you don't need a reader to tell you that that's a good thing. Let me just move the camera a bit. Warmth, happiness, contentment. However, in the context of what I'm seeing here, this new light, this sun, this warmth, okay, that will be entering your field or your life or your situations this May, will bring to light your shadows. I've used this metaphor before that the brighter the sun shines, the more evident the shadows become, okay? And that's a little bit of what I am seeing here. I have the Three of Swords, which was the first card to come up. So there may have been some... Now, don't confuse this for heartbreak or breaking up in a relationship either. This is a card of anything that is heavy on the heart. It could be guilt. It could be sadness. It could be fears. It could be doubts. It could be the end of a relationship. Something was weighing on your conscience or on your heart. There was a grief or a sadness of some sort. And immediately after that, I have the Three of Cups. So a celebration, a relief, kind of like a, feeling better. And then right after that, I have the Chariot. So I'm getting a lot of contrast in this reading. And because the sun is in the center, to me, that says that this contrast is because there is light, there is forward movement, there is goodness, and it's kind of filtering out the darkness. It's bringing those shadows more into, they're becoming more evident. Okay. The Chariot, in order for this chariot to move forward, okay, there's a black sphinx and a white sphinx. In order for this chariot to move forward, in order for there to be any forward movement, these two sphinxes need to work together, because if they do not work together, it's just going to be turbulent. There won't be any forward movement. Your dark side, your light side need to work in unison. You need to find that wholeness, that balance, okay, to move this chariot forward, okay? So heartbreak, sadness, both threes, Three of Swords, heartbreak, sadness, something weighing heavy, something that does not feel good, followed by Three of Cups, something that does feel good, something, a happiness, and then the Chariot. So there needs to be a balance, or it was required of you to find that balance to move this chariot forward. Now, what's interesting is immediately after that, I have Wands. On either side of the sun, I have Wands. Page of Wands. This, I'm getting that it's kind of like there is a growing awareness of your shadow side. There is kind of, and there's a hesitance to see it. It's almost like this, you're moving forward, but it's not smooth, or it doesn't feel smooth. It's a relief that there's forward movement, but it's almost like there's something else that's not quite not quite there. And the reason I bring this up is because the Page of Wands, or staves, or sticks, okay, represents inexperience in the good sense, not inexperience in that you will fail, or you will make mistakes, or there will be large errors. Inexperience in that he is in the early phases of his journey, or he is only taking the first steps towards a longer journey. So that doesn't mean your entire journey. This could be something new. There is the sun, there is warmth, there is light, there is something new that you may not be entirely familiar with. Okay, so there may be an experience, or there may be wanting to move forward, but again, there's something weighing on your heart, an uncertainty or a doubt. Again, there's that contrast. And interestingly, then I have the 10 of Wands. Either it feels like there's too much, either there is an overwhelming kind of confusion, because I do see a lot of contrast, or you may feel burdened by something, right? There may be something, I'm not getting a lot of freedom, I'm not getting a lot of space. Okay, there's this intention to be there, to go there. This month it seems like there will be kind of there is light, but that light is causing these shadows to become apparent, and that seems to be maybe what could be that's weighing on your heart, or something that, the first thing that comes to my mind, okay, you're in a relationship, or there is a person in your life, a friendship, a lover, a connection of sorts. There is this light. Imagine this is the light. This is the warmth. It can really bring about the shadows. It could be fears that this friend will betray us, or want something of us, or we're being used, or that this lover is not being sincere, or it's almost like, because I have the 5 of Coins here, there may be this feeling of helplessness. It's it seems that you may be entering new territory that may be requiring. So there was alignment before, right? For that Chariot to move forward, both need to work together. It seems like more of that is being asked of you this month. And it's kind of like, well, what do you mean more? How much more could there be? There's the sun. Okay, there is light, and this is by your own manifestation. This is an opportunity, which unfortunately, when it comes to, I'm going to speak in very spiritual terms. When it comes to light, when it comes to energy movement, energy flow in your life, in your work, in your relationships, in yourself, this movement can be very painful, because think of, a kidney stone. When it's there, that's fine. But as it starts moving on its way out, it's incredibly excruciating. It can be very painful. And until it passes, okay, until that blockage is removed, it's going to be uncomfortable. But the fact that there is pain, the fact that this kidney stone is moving is good. That shows that the body's cleansing it out. So it's kind of like a contrast. There is light, and it's moving the shadows, and it's painful, but it's a good kind of pain. Do you see what I'm saying? Because right underneath the Chariot is this 10 of Wands, this 10 of Staves, this 10 of Earth, right? This balance, this requirement for these two sides, the good and the bad, to work together. Because often we cling only to the good, we want to nourish it, and we want to kind of shove the bad to the side and think about it later, or not pay too much attention to it, so as not to feed the bad wolf, so to speak. And it might feel like a burden. So the fact that it's right under the Chariot means this is a good kind of burden, if that makes sense. Because right under that I have the 2 of Wands, 2 of Earth. Challenges, but you are ready to face these challenges. She is holding a globe in her hand. the world, you can see the world now objectively. You're holding the globe in your hand, and therefore you can move forward now. This is part of that process, this whatever may be weighing on your heart, whatever inexperience, whatever burdens. The last three cards I have, the Fool, the Five of Coins, and then the Two of Wands. The Fool is 0, opportunity, free spirit. Anything is possible. Okay. It's kind of like when you see the number sequence 00000, right? All you see is emptiness. You see nothingness. You see no number. You see zeros. Okay, which means that, let's say you have a dial or a PIN code, any number can be entered, right? You can input any number can appear, because the 0 means there is no number right now, nothingness, or complete neutrality. So the fact that the Fool is O, it's kind of part of that. There's this neutrality right now, regardless of what you're feeling, there is 00000 on the number dial. Okay, allow yourself to be guided, because anything can manifest. There is light, there is warmth, but before these zeros can turn into numbers, these shadows kind of need to be worked through. And I know it sounds a little bit dark. Believe me, it's not. It can be such resistance, which could be why there may be this back and forth. There could be such resistance to accept that which, by our perspective is bad or unhealthy, right? There can be this inner turmoil. There can be, again, that kidney stone is moving, and a part of you knows this is good, but the other part is just in excruciating pain. I mean, to put it in blown up form, right? What these last three cards, the Fool, allow yourself to be guided, allow that free flow, no attachments, no resistance. It's really encouraging that, because right after that I have the Five of Coins. There may be a sense of helplessness, or in the good sense though, a sense of surrender. Okay, a lot of times the Five of Coins is a card that represents, she needs help, or she's struggling with something. There is difficulty there. There is pain. But what I'm getting in context of this is to do that, to surrender to your pain, to surrender to that helplessness. By resisting being helpless, we render ourselves helpless. Do you see what I'm saying? When you accept, damn, I can't, I'm struggling, or I don't know, or I'm resisting something, and you don't know you're resisting until after the fact, you are ready for challenges. Two of Wands. You are ready for that. And again, I do readings this way as well. We have the Three of Cups, celebration and happiness and temporary relief, right? Followed by the Sun, light, warmth, followed by the Five of Coins, surrender. This card can be read in many ways. It can make you feel helpless, hopeless, because these shadows are coming to the surface. It may be, difficult to even become aware of their presence, but there is something inside of, right? There's something inside of you, and at the same time, surrender to that. There may be heartbreak or fear of loss or sadness, because there may be an experience or unfamiliarity, even though you're ready to move forward. And then right after that, there's the Fool. Be that free spirit. Allow yourself to be guided. This sadness, this fear, this doubt, it's not bad. It is an indicator of something. It is an indicator of resistance. It is an indicator of intuition. It is not there for no reason. Oftentimes when we feel sadness or doubts or something uncomfortable, an uncomfortable emotional state, our first reaction is not to want to be in that state naturally. I mean, who wants to suffer? Who wants to feel certain pains or sadness or grief or loss or disconnection? No one wants to feel that. So naturally we pull away from it. But by pulling away from it, we're resisting the fact that it is there. It is not there for no reason. And once we kind of dive back into that and experience it, allow it to be released, allow that balance for that chariot to move forward. Listen to the shadow side, listen to the dark sphinx so it can work with the white sphinx to move that chariot forward. That's the only way you will move forward. You see what I'm saying? Let's see if there's anything else that the cards can tell us. And this can apply to any aspect of your life as well, but it seems like I'm not sure if it's like, it feels like it's something that has been present, but right now it's really like making you uncomfortable, or it could really be bothering you or on your mind. And a lot of times I disagree with a lot of speakers or readers or just overall people who say that we need to control our thoughts, or thoughts are only thoughts, and ignore them entirely, follow the heart. The intention is good behind these words, to follow your heart, to follow your intuition, but it can be very dangerous to imply that our thoughts are should be disregarded because it is only of the mind. Mind, body, and spirit are always connected, okay? If there are certain thoughts coming into your mind that is negative, there is something negative within you that is trying to surface, a fear, a doubt, a loss, whatever that may be. Okay, these thoughts are not there for no reason. Oftentimes we try to determine why they are there. Is it fear? Is it intuition? Is it insecurity? Do I have reason to have these thoughts? Okay, but they are not there for no reason. I cannot stress that enough. And people often say, well, you need to control your thoughts by meditating. Well, first of all, you cannot always control your thoughts, but you have a choice how you react to those thoughts. You have a choice to listen to them or to dig deeper. Why am I having these thoughts? You always have a choice in how you approach things, but you don't have a choice which thoughts come into your mind. Now, having said this, it is possible for thought patterns to change, but this is a result of the work you put in. This is a result of the choices you make to your current thought processes. Do you see what I'm saying? I find it really important to put that out there, because by implying we can control our thoughts and feelings, it's counterintuitive. By releasing control, we have more control, because we are allowing ourselves, instead of controlling thoughts, feelings, circumstances, which we cannot. Okay, look back on your life. We cannot control everything, no matter how hard we try. But when we let go of that control, we give ourselves the opportunity to choose how to react to it. So the focus moves from the thoughts and feelings to, how am I going to react to this? How am I going to deal with this? What am I going to do with these things that I cannot control? And you have more control. Do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like a paradox. So yeah, when there is light, the darknesses may come out. A lot of times there's this misconception that when there is light or positivity, it's only going to feel good. I'm sorry, no. No. Just like a virus, just like that kidney stone, it is painful as it is released and comes out. But that is an indicator of, oops, I had a card fall out here. That is an indicator of good things. Okay, so there you go. This sun, this warmth is leading to this. Okay, to not just a personal emotional fulfillment, not a personal emotional happiness or completion. This is a family, this is a group looking to the sky. It's almost like by finding this balance within yourself, again, I'm just repeating myself, I know you know this already, by finding that balance and peace within yourself, it automatically affects those around you. Do you see what I'm saying? That shift in perception, people respond to you based on your energy. Someone can walk into the room and liven it up, or someone can walk into that room, you immediately get tense. Okay, this is especially true for very sensitive people who call them empaths, call them intuitives. I mean, whatever, it doesn't really matter the label. People who are very sensitive to these things. So, for this month, Scorpio, it looks like there may be some troublesome feelings, not times, feelings. And it looks like you have been able to find that balance for forward movement before, but it looks like more is required of you. And that may be tiring or tiresome to hear. However, that just shows that you can. Oops. All right. I don't even need to shuffle anymore. They're flying out. Okay, the Lovers. So, what was I on about when that card came out? Right. The better the student, the more the teacher puts pressure on them. Think of movies that you've seen. I think there was one about a guy who joined the Navy, and his general or his captain or his superior was always much tougher on him than others. And a fellow colleague came up to him and she said, "Why are you so tough on him? You're tougher on him than everybody else." And he said, "Because I know he has it in him. Because I know he's better than everyone else. Therefore, I'm tougher on him to bring that out. Because for the average person, it may be easy. So I need to be tougher on him for him to reach his fullest potential." Same thing here. The more that is required from you in life, it means the more you are capable of, the more the universe is trying to teach you something. And this came out as I was talking about that connection. Okay, connection with, take what resonates, of course, but connection, connecting to a higher source, connecting to your higher self, connecting to yourself, connecting to people around you. This whole demand, whatever it is that is making you feel uncomfortable or shadows, please realize that this is a good thing. It may not seem like it at the time, but you are where you need to be because there is light coming in, the sun, forward movement, that kidney stone, those shadows, whatever it is, it's slowly coming out of you. It may be why you are feeling this way, why you may be having certain thoughts. It's part of the balancing process. It's part of that connection, that emotional fulfillment. It is guiding you there. So for this month, Scorpio, go with the flow. Allow yourself to surrender. That doesn't mean giving up. By surrendering, you're actually doing the opposite. You are not resisting. You are not trying to control. You are accepting. And when you accept something, you don't give up on it. You accept it. Okay? Because I've had people say, well, if I accept it, it means that I don't care to change it. If I don't accept it, it means I want it to be better. Well, no. If you accept, for example, that a relationship isn't working for you, then you are better equipped to work to make it better because you're no longer resisting that it is not working out. It could be same with career or job. You know what I'm saying? Think of, school. I don't want to accept that, for example, I got this grade. I don't want to accept that I did bad on this paper. I put in so much work in it. But when you accept that perhaps you have this bad grade or something that isn't satisfactory, you can now say, okay, well, that didn't work out. What can I do to make it better? Instead of, well, it shouldn't have been that way, and you continue writing the rest of your essays this way. All right, why did I get this grade, or what did the teacher not like, or professor? How can I make this better? So by accepting, you're releasing resistance, you're allowing your focus to move somewhere else. So that's what I have for this month, Scorpio. It's a little lengthier than I would like. We're going on 25 minutes, so I do apologize, but I hope that was helpful. Again, sorry for the late post, and thank you for, if it's Melina or Milena, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, because I wouldn't have otherwise noticed. So that is your monthly reading, Scorpio. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you next month. Have a lovely May.